Welcome back to What You Missed Gaming, the video game news show that knows it's dangerous to go alone and uninformed on the internet. So here, take this video game news with you and stay informed, ladies and gentlemen. How's everyone doing? I've got quite a few news stories to cover this week. I hope you guys are having a great week, and I wish you the best for the next week. Let's get into the news here. Batman, Assassin's Creed port studio, bringing a, quote, AAA title to the Nintendo Switch. I'm not sure about this news story at all. I don't understand why this is so popular or important, but this was circulating around the internet and it got quite a few views, comments, things like that from various forums and sources, and I'm not entirely sure because this is just some random speculation. Basically, the studio, Virtuos, has been working on things like the Batman Arkham City port back on the days of the Wii U when they ported that over. And of course, they have other different things that they can work on as well, like NBA 2K as the series, the basketball game. So there's also WWE 2K18 that has recently been released, which gives way to my thought process of it being NBA 2K as the game that will probably be ported over to the Nintendo Switch. Now, the question is, what game is going to be ported over? So if you do a little bit of reasoning and logic here, would they really be porting over Batman Return to Arkham over onto the Nintendo Switch? Well, maybe that's a good possibility, but if you saw the sales for the Wii U, I don't really think that that would warrant them to port this game over, or they probably would have already done it because it's just a port, so it's not exactly developing from the ground up. And then on top of that, people are talking about maybe there's going to be an Assassin's Creed port as well. Maybe there will. I wouldn't be surprised if I didn't see all three of these games eventually make their way over to the Nintendo Switch, but that's about all there is to this story. There's no confirmations, but a lot of people were excited about it nonetheless. On to the next story, we have Spotify possibly coming to the Xbox One. It was reported in screenshots of Larry Herbs reportedly testing Spotify app for the Xbox One that had surfaced earlier on Reddit this week. And according to The Verge, the Spotify app does indeed work, and it is coming to the Xbox One soon. So I guess if you're really big into music and you happen to have Spotify, which I do, so this is pretty cool for me, but I don't really listen to music when I'm at home like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have my phone, man. If I need to pop something on, I'll just pop on Spotify and I'll connect it to a Bluetooth speaker. I have quite a few of them, so it's not really a big deal for me to play music, but I guess some other people don't. Maybe you're a kid in a dorm room or something and you have a PC or an Xbox or whatever and you have Spotify on there, and you would do that. So I guess that's really cool for people who don't have a PC or a phone for whatever reason but have an Xbox One. Microsoft said, quote, "We're always working on a number of new experiences for Xbox One owners, many times with great music playing in the background, but have nothing to announce today." So I guess Spotify also declined to comment on the report, but come on, guys. Come on, man. Why are you keeping this under wraps? This isn't like Halo 6 is releasing tomorrow or something, you know, you're trying to keep it under wraps. This is just Spotify. I guess maybe they're not trying to confuse people? I don't know. When you say you have nothing to announce today, that implies that nothing is actually going to be happening until later on, but it's still happening. So there you go. If you like Spotify and you wanted it on your Xbox One, you might have that coming your way. So the Mario and Rabbids dev pre-E3 leaks were discouraging for the entire team. So what they were talking about was what happened with the leaks that came out right before E3. They were super excited for a big surprise, and with an interviewer over on Eurogamer, the creative director, David Salani, said that the developers were aiming to do a big surprise at the E3, and they were ultimately let down due to the simple fact of the leaks. Quote, "Of course, it was quite a bad backlash for the entire team. Discouraging, quite hard on the team morale." And he tried to reassure that the team doing alright, despite the negative response. They were still making quality game. And he explained that, quote, "There was no way to avoid not feeling anything towards this kind of feedback. We're passionate guys and not just doing this as a job, but also for the pleasure of giving emotion to the player." Now, I've never heard someone talk about video gaming like that, honestly, bringing emotion to a player. I mean, maybe some developers have done that, but I've never heard about them saying that they take pleasure in bringing emotion to the player. Now, I'm gonna say that I'll give Mario plus Rabbids a chance. I will definitely give them a chance, but at the same time, I didn't want this game. I never wanted it. I never asked for it. I mean, of all the game series series that could cross over. This has to be one of the weirdest ever, man. This is crazy strange. Friday the 13th's Jason being in Mortal Kombat makes more sense than this. So I'm saying, while I think a lot of people are willing to give this game series a chance, and they're not going to just crap on it because of what it is, a lot of people are also, you know, looking at it with a half-closed eye, speculating, like, why was this a thing? Why did this happen? And that's the only thing. I don't think people are downplaying the game and saying it's a terrible game before it even comes out. I think people are just very, very curious about what exactly it will be, or if it'll even be worth the money. Remember, developers, if you ever see this, man, your game's gonna cost $60. There's a lot of games out there, man. Some people are going to have to decide, yes, this is the game I want to buy for my kid, you know, and they're competing with games like Mario Kart, Splatoon 2, and other games that are going to be released when this one is released. So it's a little bit of an issue spending that amount of cash for a game that you're just not sure that you'll even enjoy. So there you go. Destiny 2 is going to prohibit some game capture software and overlay softwares on the PC, at least for the PC version. Now, before everyone trips out and think that Bungie is banning this stuff, they're not. What ends up happening is that PC's more complex and convoluted than console ever will be. So when you have a full screen game, it requires a different set of softwares than to capture something in a windowed mode. See, when your PC is going and you have things windowed, you can relatively capture them with easy screen capture software like Camtasia, like I do sometimes, and that's not a problem. But when you have programs like OBS and XSplit and you're playing games in full screen, there's a problem with drivers a lot of the time that will not allow the game to be captured. Same with fraps at times. It depends on the engine, it depends on driver support. While there's a lot of technicalities to get that to work, they've said that the beta won't allow you to do that unless you're playing it in the non-full screen mode. So third-party voice chat app overlays like Discord, Mumble, TeamSpeak, this stuff, it will not work, and it's very unfortunate. Same with monitoring tools like MSI Afterburner, MSI Precision, and as I said before, fraps. This stuff will not work on the beta in full screen just due to the simple fact of the common injection methods being restricted from use by this game at full screen. So there you go. If that was something big for you, you need to be aware of it. Definitely gonna see a lot of streamers complaining about that. Minecraft crossplay. The conversation continues between Microsoft and Sony. So there's not much to this article. Quote, "We were thrilled to be able to confirm a new version of Minecraft is coming to Nintendo Switch. We are still in discussions with Sony and PlayStation, but we have nothing to confirm. We would love to work with Sony to bring players on PlayStation 4 into this ecosystem as well." But remember, think about the children, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta think about the children here. You can't be having those Sony players go over to that Xbox. So Sony is like a capital city, and Microsoft is like Detroit in their eye. Language could cause you to be permanently banned in Rocket League in the latest update. So that's woo, a lot of online games are doing this these days. Even Overwatch started banning certain words, but there's ways around this stuff, and there's lots of players who end up getting banned off of Xbox and off of Sony. I get people who cuss me out on Xbox. I just file a report, and sometimes I get a message back saying that they took action against that person. Whether that person's banned 24 hours, 72 hours, a week, or permanently banned, I don't really care, man. You shouldn't be sending explicit messages to people over a video game. Grow up. You're a child if you do that stuff. Get over yourself. Get over losing, get over winning. It's a video game. That's how I feel about it. Basically, there's an update that happened, and of the thousands of reports that they receive every week and every day, the majority are tied into game abuse and harassment, and typically form of abusive language. And that's the Psyonix community director talking about this in a blog post, and the new language ban system will help them address the reports quickly and precisely, and also continue the usual monitoring of Reddit and other social channels for feedback. So you hear what they're going to be doing. They're going to be banning people who's going to be using words. These keywords will probably frock off a system that's going to detect what you said and why you said it. So be careful, man. Look, I'm not saying that you don't have the freedom to express yourself. Just stop yourself from typing onto the keyboard. Then cuss all you want in the privacy of your home. I think it's pretty easy to do stuff like that without trying to bring someone else down because they won or lost. I don't know. What do you feel? How do do you feel about these news articles? What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. I've been your host, Protomario, and I'm signing out. As always, good gaming. God bless, and please like and share this where you can. It really, really helps.